Hello and welcome to Quest and Chaos After Dark. We just finished Rima the Frost Maiden episode 23.
Wow.
Episode 23.
Amazing.
Wow. Yeah, what did you what's the thought process of the kids here? What's the things?
I think both Thomas the player and Donovan the character are bombs, and the longer nothing happens, the more likely a bomb is going to go off.
It almost went off in the tower when Dick Brannick was just thinking, yeah. Deuces, literally deuces.
Literally, yep.
Literally.
I did like the two adventures that are going on. There's the adventure that everyone else is on, and the adventure that Azar was on. She was just like having time, enjoying the kitchen, meeting people, like everyone's nice, and then like suddenly people getting whacked over the head. She's like, "The hell's going on?"
But what's funny about that is that I feel like sometimes that happens in real life too among friends.
Yeah.
You just experience something so completely different from everybody else. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm definitely starting to realize. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you.
I was just gonna say, I'm definitely starting to realize how the interplay works of Elspeth being a high wisdom but low charisma character, which is that she is incredibly aware of how to read the room. She's just not necessarily good at responding to it in a way that everybody like that she can get everybody else on board with it or whatever. So anytime we split the party and then reconnect, she kind of figures out what's pretty quickly oh, here's the disconnect, but she has no way of steering that,
Yeah.
We split the party a lot as well, I think.
We do split the party a freaking lot.
It was a pre-split for a second today again.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
I'm curious, Alondra, how did you land on the Vistas?
I was trying to rack my brain through the major and minor deities that are associated to or devils that are associated to the nine hells, and there's one of the higher level warlock spells is Levistus, and it, like Armor of Agathis, I think is often at least flavored as being ice based. So I went, okay, we're in the cold frozen north, Frost Maiden. Who would be an ice deity? Because pretty much my options were I was either going to do that or I was going to use one of the kind of more succubus love demoness types, because not for any good reason other than it will lead to hilarious jokes later with the Elspeth Imdra, whatever is going to happen there if we both survive getting out of this castle. So, but that is why I picked it. There was a degree of logic to it, but it's kind of random, and I did what I usually do off screen, which is I rolled a int check, and I was if I get higher than an 11, I'll say that Elspeth has at least heard of this, kind of as a way to self-check so that it's not just player knowledge being too much fed into,
Yeah. What does your board say there? Elspeth's to-do list.
Elspeth's to-do list. Currently it is find dad, punch Arl, and then to be announced, because I couldn't come up with a third one.
Make out with Imdra.
And I think the third one is now becoming Snog Imdra, as she's kind of slowly... She's starting to figure out what the feelings are, but she's also trying to wrangle all of these small children and animals.
That's a good point. Did the animals come up in the tower with us? Are there animals?
I assumed that we left them with the stuff.
I would assume that too. Yeah.
That is how I've been assuming it.
Okay.
What animals are left? It's just the deer and the owl?
Yeah.
Owl. I thought we had other
and the dogs. We have Seven and Jolly.
Yeah.
Oh, the dogs, yeah.
Seven, Jolly, Jane, and a Root, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also have to say, because I play a lot of D&D every week, both on stream and off. I really have enjoyed the way that we're kind of feeling out the weird ongoing dynamic of this group not really having a specific leader. There is not a single person who is I'm taking charge. I sometimes catch myself and worry, because being a player who is also a DM often, I'm oh no, am I trying to drive the bus too much? But I feel like we've fell into a really good rhythm of taking turns leading and following the shenanigans and trading off when somebody's tactic goes viciously awry and somebody else has to step in.
I just love that almost most of our like maybe every single character in this campaign is impatient. Like that's one of their like inherent things, or like impulsive or impatient. So it's just kind of like we know at one point, since we're all kind of like you said, feeling it out. We know at one point someone's gonna go, okay, I'm just gonna go over here, you know, like because at that point.
I think Donovan must have been in this situation that we're in right now, been just like keeping himself from doing the thing that would kick it off.
Yeah.
And just like, what, you know, kind of like in his mind, like, I wonder what happens if you don't do something impulsive and terrible. Like, does it turn out better?
I mean, like, that's what, especially for a streamed campaign, that's what I really enjoy, because you got to keep it moving.
Yeah.
In the sense that, you know, I don't want to like force you all to be like, okay, and then the dragon attacks. Oh, of course I do that. But, but like otherwise it's like it just like gets things moving, and it's more on your own initiative, and it's on me as the DM to be like, oh yes, okay, yeah, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens, and you just keep going up and over, and things happen. Like the Azar adventure, I'm like, I was fully expecting like when you all meet Hethel, it would be all of you meeting Hethel. But no, it is Azar just taking Hethel's last meal up.
Last meal.
So, oh God, so many questions about that. What do you mean she turned into ice? What kind of ice? That could mean anything.
Yeah.
And
no ice.
I love the way that Azar frames what she knows.
Yeah.
To tell sometimes the opposite of what actually happened.
Just from a point of view.
I don't think any of us will actually know exactly what Ethel said. We're only going to get this distorted view.
It's great.
Yeah. Azar definitely lives in her own narrative, and it's very funny to watch how it intersects with everybody else's in such great ways.
Life with rose-colored glasses can be very hard.
Yeah, it can.
Because you don't see the red flags.
Nope. It's not a red or a white one.
Oh, we're really bad at figuring out what's going to get us in trouble. We're awful at it.
Well, I just love also that this particular episode started off with like a vibe check of Amoa going, I don't like you.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what's been happening with him as I'm going, is like you're saying, a lot of party members are kind of like impulsive, and to some degree he is, but it's like, what are the fun things for him? Because he's kind of like this big he hasn't quite matured yet to the ways of the world, you know. He's like surfer dude sort of, but he's always willing to kind of like pick up cues from his traveling companions. And so in that moment I was like, you took all our weapons away, and you know, all this, we're in a dark, dank like castle, you know. He prefers to be more outdoorsy, so it's just like, I don't like you. You know how like some people are, they just immediately get that thing. It's like, oh, but he still loves food, so it's like, oh, okay.
Well, it's one of the first times where like Amoa has, I mean, that I remember from a while, like Amoa's always like, hey, oh yeah, man, whatever, come on, brother. And then he's just like, I don't like you. I'm like, I mean, as Renner is kind of like, oh,
yeah, take a stock.
Yeah, like he's starting to be blunt.
But I think that's actually one of the things that triggered Donovan to be like, oh wait, I don't know, maybe I need to sit back and not do this. Like someone else's bad cop. Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
Those moments, like in when it was that back and forth. Well, Azar was like, "Why is everyone so?" You guys
It's like, yes, it's like we had lunch. No, it's free food. Why are you being mean? I don't understand.
I loved it.
Yeah,
it was every single thing from every single person was so loaded, even on your side as the NPCs, James, where it's just like. And I love it because everyone's kind of waiting for that one thing to just
What's gonna topple the Jenga tower, right?
But what I loved about it too is that nothing. I mean, it's still something happened, but it wasn't because I was expecting a brawl. Like honestly, I was preparing for like a giant brawl in this little area, but it didn't, and I love that that happened. And we got to meet Crap and Kranich.
The crackpot.
Yeah,
Oh man.
really fun. I really like that moment of the banter.
Yeah.
Well, and it was kind of a fun, like everybody was still very in character, but in like the version of their character that you don't see as much. Amoa was a little more bad cop. Donovan was a little more reserved. Elspeth getting a little bit snippy with everybody and dumping soup on Renner. Like we're all hitting that point of like, none of us like this situation and none of us know how to handle it.
Right.
Except Azar, who's just like, no, I know what I'm doing. I gotta go punch the Frost Maiden and bring the sun back. What are you guys doing?
Oh, fun times.
So, we got some out of character. We got the you're not powerful enough to take over these Duragar.
Mm-hmm.
And also, oh my God, did Azar say that the Duragar are using the Charlatan to bring back something?
She said that they're using Dragonheart and Charlatan.
Dragonheart and Charlatan to make something to destroy 10 towns.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Somewhere in this spine of the world.
Yes.
And but yeah, we need to fight giants or something to get stronger.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to fight giants.
Specifically giants.
What I noticed, she did not specify what type of Dragonheart.
I also did note that.
So I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's probably going to come into play later.
That's going to haunt us.
Exactly.
Right.
I am assuming all Dragonhearts are red. I have no idea.
Oh, that's true.
I've never seen one.
Are they reptilian? Would they all be blue? Can I roll to see if Elspeth's ever dissected a baby dragon? My father did fight dragon cultists.
Oh,
There you go.
Dragon cultists
Found
are
out.
red.
Which came up last week, and I meant to mention to all of you guys, like that is actually built into her backstory. The backstory that I told James for Alvade is that he would be the equivalent of an adventurer who's like a level like something teens adventurer who went through the Rise of Tiamat path.
Nice.
So
I should probably read Rise of Tiamat then.
I'm playing in that on in 3 hours, so I can give you the highlights for it.
Nice.
That's my Saturday night game.
Cool.
Fun.
So
Nice.
Well,
all right. That's gonna wrap it up for this Patreon exclusive talk. Thank you for sticking around, being Patreons. We appreciate it. We're gonna go.
yeah.
No, that's it. We're gonna go.
I'm gonna go eat probably fish based on
Thanks
how
for the
things are
support.
yes.
Fish.
The majesty of Quests and Chaos After Dark.
going.
Majesty.
All right. Catch you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.